If you're serious about growing on Amazon, the steps you take immediately after you upload your Amazon listing are just as, if not even more important than all of the things that you did to prepare your Amazon listing. Most brands are making the same mistake every time they upload a new listing. They finish publishing and wait for the sales to roll in. But they're making a critical mistake, and it's one of the main reasons why so many Amazon businesses fail. They're leaving huge profits on the table, which of course their competitors are more than happy to scoop up. Don't be one of those. There's a reason why your competitors are consistently generating profits. And that's because they follow this winning strategy, the same one that our best-selling clients diligently follow. If you want to rank well, you must convert effectively. And these 9 steps will ensure that you convert more effectively to rank better, boost sales, and grow like crazy. Your listing, the keywords, the copy, the images, the references, the differentiators, the creative strategy, they're all created in a vacuum. But the world isn't static. It's incredibly dynamic, which is why you need a set of steps to follow to make sure that your Amazon listing is optimized to convert today, tomorrow, and into the future, not just yesterday. The frequency at which you do these 9 things may vary depending upon the specific category or type of product that you're selling, but regardless of whether this is daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly, you do not want to sleep on this critical part of growing your Amazon business. The first step is keyword research. Keyword research is a dynamic, ever-changing part of your Amazon strategy. What people are searching today may be very different than what they're searching a month from now. In addition to that, as you begin to gather more information from your customers once your product page is live and generating sales, you're going to start to get insights about what customers are searching, how they're searching, what words are converting well. And through this information, you may want to adjust or test out new and different keywords that were not in your original listing. So it's not only about running the research, but it's also about adding and implementing those keywords that are converting well for you, removing those that may not be as relevant as you thought they were, or that are not as good of a fit as some others that you have identified. So that is a 2-part process, but it is key. It is so important. 2, review customer feedback. I'm not just talking about reviews. I'm talking about Reddit, Quora, social media, email support tickets, customer questions, any insights, feedback, reviews, highs, lows, anything that a customer is saying about your product or brand, you need to be paying attention to that. But just like the keyword research, it's not just about paying attention. It's about thinking about what are customers liking? What are they disliking? What are they confused about? All of that feedback is telling you how you can do a more effective job of communicating about your product, emphasizing the highs and the things that people love about it, clarifying the negatives or the points of confusion that could be making customers buy the wrong product or assume that it's going to do something that it doesn't, clarifying all of those misconceptions so that you can generate more and more positive experiences and attract the right kinds of customers, anticipate questions that people might have, and also help those that aren't a good fit avoid making a purchase that's going to only turn around to be a return and potentially negative review and a poor customer experience, which is, of course, not great for growing your brand. 3, seasonal merchandising. So this is something that could be as frequent as every big holiday. Perhaps you sell something that's highly giftable, and so it's great for Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and all the different gift-giving experiences throughout the year. then you're going to want to not only update your keyword strategy, but also update your imagery, your content to reflect whatever season you are trying to target at that particular time. However, even if your product is not as seasonal, there are still ways that you can bring this retail mentality to your product listing to keep it fresh, to keep it relevant, and to keep customers engaged and feeling like your brand is committed to quality and is up to date and is going to deliver on your promises. In fact, as I was preparing for this video, just yesterday, I came across an Amazon listing that still had Christmas themed photos up. And for your reference, I'm not sure when this video will go live, but it's currently mid-March, which means that had to do some calculations. We are 2.5 months out from Christmas. Christmas could not be further from my mind because we're now post return and gift card redemption time. And now we're just ramping up to summertime, and Christmas is far, far off in the distance. So don't make that mistake. Make sure that not only are you updating your listing seasonally, but also taking down any seasonal content that is no longer fitting for the time of year you're in. You don't have to say that you're a great Christmas gift all year round in your listing. Say it when people are actually beginning to do their Christmas shopping. Competitor analysis. So this is one of those areas where you could have the best listing in the world, but unfortunately, one of the side effects of that, especially if you start to rank really well, is that you're going to have copycats, which means that you're going to have competitors that adopt all of these creative choices that you're making. And so what was once key differentiation now is no longer. And so you need to be keeping an eye on what your competitors are doing, not from the point of copying them, but from the point of making sure that you are maintaining a differentiation strategy and that you are aware of what's going on. Similarly, with your own customer feedback, also paying attention to their customer feedback to see if there may be new or different opportunities for ways that you can strengthen that positioning between you versus them to give customers an even more compelling reason why they should buy from you. So make sure that you're paying attention to what your competitors are doing and always keeping an eye towards how can we be different? How can we lean more strongly into our unique brand voice and identity so that we are giving customers a reason to choose us over the other options out there. So 5 is paying attention to trends. What are the big things that are catching people's attention right now? And is there some way that you can take advantage of that heightened sense of interest or search volume or curiosity in a way that makes sense with your product and brand? Now, you don't want to just be jumping on trends for the sake of jumping on trends. They should be something that seems aligned with your brand and true to what it is that you are selling. But assuming that you check both of those boxes, those trends could be keyword opportunities. For example, a couple of years ago when we had our Barbie movie moment and pink was everywhere, all of these pink products had an uptick in sales because suddenly people were wanting all these Barbie style clothing to be able to wear to go to the movies with friends or to go to Barbie themed parties. And so there was a moment there where if you were within that type of aesthetic and selling a product that aligned with that Barbie pink, even if you weren't using words like Barbie, you could still position yourself through your imagery, through your text, and through the keywords that you're using in a way that was able to capitalize on that trend. But just like seasonality and holidays, you would then want to make sure that once that trend has left the station, that you are adjusting your content so that it does not seem stale and out of date. Because as we know with trends, they are fickle, they are not long lasting. And so you can really quickly go from being at the top of the pack to being completely out of touch. And you want to make sure that you are constantly staying relevant and able to connect with customers where they are and what they're thinking about today. Along those same lines, you want to be paying attention to current events. Sometimes current events can impact what people are thinking about or how they might be searching for products to solve different problems. For example, egg prices have been very high here for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised, and I haven't done my research on this, but my guess is that the demand to buy and have chickens at home, even if you live in an urban area, has skyrocketed as a way to counter those increased prices. And so anything related to raising or taking care of chickens at home is likely having a residual impact from what's going on with egg prices. And so thinking about and being aware of if you are selling something in that vein so that you can take full advantage of this opportunity to connect with customers in this point of time that is both stressful, but maybe also exciting. Maybe it's finally giving them the nudge to do something that they wanted to do for a long time. And so how can you communicate with them in a way that is authentic, that is striving for connection, and is also going to lead to a positive boost for your business? Again, this is something that you want to be very, very mindful of and manage delicately. You don't want to seem like you are taking advantage of somebody's stresses or hard situations, but rather that you see them, that you connect with them, and that you want to help provide a solution that is not only going to solve this problem in the short run, but also going to be a very positive, long-lasting impact in the long run. Drive traffic. So many Amazon sellers just assume that, okay, I uploaded my listing and it'll just naturally rise to the top and I won't have to do anything about it. And you can see plenty of launch strategies that talk about a non-PPC approach to product launch. And the fact of the matter is that Amazon is becoming increasingly pay to play. There are fewer and fewer organic placements at the top of the search results page. And so if you want to have as strong of an impact as possible, if you want to build up that sales momentum, then you really need to have a traffic strategy approach. Now, that doesn't just have to be paying for PPC. That can also be for off Amazon traffic. That can be social media. That can be other forms of content marketing. It can mean a lot of different things, but don't rely on Amazon to be your only source of traffic. If you are hoping that just purely based on organic traffic, you are going to generate a really successful business, then you are missing out on a massively important aspect of growing your business. And so if that's something that you would like me to do some dedicated videos on, please let me know, drop it in the comments below, and I would be happy to do that. Even though you have already uploaded your listing and it is probably optimized to perfection, you have to optimize your listing. You have to continue to optimize your listing. You have to take all of this feedback from all of these different things that you are researching and keeping your finger on the pulse of. And you also need to be paying attention to the different ways that Amazon is changing. So for example, if you created A+ content 2 years ago, what A+ content looks like today is so very different. If you uploaded your main image 4 years ago, it's possible that there are some tweaks and additions and changes that you could do to your main image, still keeping it compliant with Amazon's terms of service, that would make it more highly clickable. So even though you might have the very best listing in this moment, both because Amazon changes, customers change, your category changes, and the world changes, you need to be constantly optimizing your listing. And so these are the 9 things that if you do these consistently, schedule into your calendar, put it on your to-do list, delegate this out to a team member, and consistently revisit all of these 9 points, then you are going to separate yourself from the pack, and you are going to set yourself up to be able to rise in the ranks and become a top Amazon seller. And by this point, you might be wondering, but what does a winning Amazon listing even look like? Well, lucky for you, I have a video about my $1 million Amazon listing formula, and that should be appearing right here. So go ahead, click on that, dive in, learn my winning technique to create a standout Amazon listing. I hope to see you over there in just a moment, but in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Bye.